I just saw the movie Novocaine and I feel pretty good. Novocaine is about a guy named Nathan Caine who has a genetic disorder that leads to him being unable to feel any pain. Having no instinctual way to tell if his body is seriously injured, Nathan's lived his life basically in a protective bubble, never taking any risks, never forming intimate relationships, never even allowing himself to experience the great taste of pie for fear that he'll bite his own tongue off. But that all changes when he meets and falls in love with a woman named Sherry. And when Sherry is taken hostage during a bank robbery, Nathan decides to put his painless body on the line in some very extreme and over-the-top ways to rescue his new beloved. Right off the bat, Novocaine asserts itself as a movie that takes its central romance genuinely and sincerely. It really takes its time introducing you to Nathan as a character and making you really care for him, and ensuring that you fall just as head over heels for Sherry as he does. Being patient and holding back on the action for as long as Novocaine does to establish this relationship pays off in dividends throughout the rest of the story, as I was actively invested in Nathan as a character and his love for Sherry. That's thanks to not only the storytelling, but also the performances from Jack Quaid and Amber Midthunder. They have great chemistry together and sell the romance perfectly. I'm already a fan of Jack Quaid as an actor, but I think this might be the most charmed I've ever been by him. He really throws himself completely into the role of a lovable punching bag. For a story that's fun, but not exactly revelatory, its success greatly hinges on a connection with its protagonist, and Jack Quaid kept me on the hook the entire time. I was also impressed by the action set pieces in this movie. Sure, it's not as hard-hitting or revelatory as something like The Raid, but it's not trying to be. I feel like after the widespread success of something like John Wick, the production company behind that, 87 North, has tried to emulate that while also bringing in a more lighthearted tone. And while they've had some solid success with that, they've also sort of petered out along the way, devolving quickly from things like Nobody to Violent Night and then the recent whimper Love Hurts. Thankfully, Novocaine is not an 87 North movie and mostly shirks the John Wickification of Hollywood action filmmaking, and feels more akin to the gonzo ridiculousness of something like Crank. It doesn't go quite that hard, but it does feel like a better facsimile. There's less emphasis on slick hand-to-hand combat, and more in fighting increasingly creative ways to use Jack Quaid's body like a ragdoll. There are several action set pieces and individual moments within them that are genuinely inspired and solidly executed. The pacing is fast, and the script never takes the action too seriously. There's some genuinely ridiculous leaps of logic the filmmakers asked the audience to take, and I was on board for the ride. I will say that it does feel like the filmmakers got a little too self-conscious with the story as it went along, and that Novocaine had to be more than just a simple romantic action movie. They introduce some twists that feel overwrought and stale and kind of detract from what made the story so compelling in the first place. And for how great the rest of the set pieces are, it was a bit disappointing that the action climax mostly devolves into standard two dudes punching each other, like they forgot what made the character of Nathan Caine and the movie Novocaine so special. It feels like a situation where simpler may have been better, so the third act does feel a little long. But overall, I had a really good time with Novocaine. It's big numb fun, you should check it out. Let me know your thoughts on Novocaine in the comments below, follow me on Letterboxd at JoshDFloyd for more of my up-to-date movie thoughts, and thanks for watching this video. Bye.